What if I told you that 24 million Americans are living with nerve damage right now, and most of them have no idea that something already sitting in their kitchen could help reverse it? I'm talking about lemons. And no, this isn't about vitamin C. This is about something much more powerful that can actually regenerate damaged nerve cells. I'm Dr. Matthew Brooks, and today we're going on a journey that goes far beyond what you usually hear about lemons. This isn't your typical health video. We're diving deep into the remarkable neuroprotective powers hidden inside these bright yellow fruits. And I think what you're about to learn will truly surprise you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Lemons? Seriously? But stay with me because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why lemons deserve a spot in your daily routine, especially if you're dealing with nerve issues, neuropathy, or you simply want to protect your nervous system as you get older. We're going to cover the health benefits you may have already heard about. Then we'll explore the jaw-dropping research on how lemons protect your nerves. And finally, I'll share some simple recipes you can use at home to get the maximum benefit. Trust me, your nervous system is going to thank you. Let me start by telling you about one of my patients, a woman named Patricia, who came to see me about 3 years ago. She was 68 years old and had been battling peripheral neuropathy for nearly 5 years. She described a constant burning sensation in her feet, numbness that made walking difficult, and sharp shooting pains that would wake her up at night. Multiple doctors had told her her condition was permanent, and that the best she could do was manage the pain with medication. Patricia was discouraged, and honestly, she had almost lost hope that anything could improve. Now, most videos and articles about lemons put a huge focus on their vitamin C content. And yes, lemons do have vitamin C. But here's something interesting that might surprise you. Lemons wouldn't actually be my first pick if I was only looking for vitamin C. One average lemon gives you about 31 milliliters of vitamin C. Compare that to an orange, which provides 51 milliliters. But here's where it gets really interesting. Oranges aren't even your richest source of vitamin C either. A single green kiwi fruit contains 64 milliliters of vitamin C. 1 cup of cooked broccoli gives you 100 milliliters. A medium red bell pepper provides 152 milliliters. But the real winner is the golden kiwi, which contains a whopping 161 milliliters of vitamin C in just one fruit. So, if you're specifically trying to boost your vitamin C intake, golden kiwis are actually your best choice. And I've seen them frequently at stores like Costco. But here's the thing. The reason I'm so enthusiastic about lemons for my patients over 60, especially those dealing with nerve issues, has almost nothing to do with vitamin C. Lemons contain something far more valuable for nerve health, and this is where the story gets truly exciting. Beyond vitamin C, lemons are a good source of potassium and vitamin B6. They contain pectin, a soluble fiber that supports heart health by lowering cholesterol and improving gut health. They also contain very strong antioxidants that have been shown to protect your nerves, lower your risk of cancer, and support your cardiovascular system. But the real magic of lemons lies in a group of compounds called flavonoids. And these are the neural protectors most people have never even heard about. Let me tell you about the first time I truly understood the power of these compounds. I was reviewing research studies on natural approaches to peripheral neuropathy, and I kept running into studies on lemon flavonoids and their effects on nerve regeneration. I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first, but the research was compelling, and it came from legitimate scientific sources. So I decided to start recommending lemons to some of my patients dealing with nerve issues, including Patricia. The first compound I want to talk about is called D-limonene, though it's often simply called limonene. This compound is responsible for that distinctive lemon smell, and studies have shown that limonene can relieve stress and offers antifungal and antibacterial properties. It can boost energy and improve mood. But here's what really caught my attention as a physician focused on helping seniors protect nerve health. Research reveals that limonene reduces inflammatory reactions in the body, especially inflammation that affects the nerves. It also supports regeneration of both sensory and motor peripheral nerves. Even more impressive, limonene has been shown to upregulate what scientists call the neurotrophic process of the nerves. Now let me explain what that means in plain language, because this is really important. It means limonene can actually increase the reproduction of new healthy nerve cells to replace damaged nerve cells. I want you to understand something crucial here. There's a difference between nerve repair and nerve regeneration. When we talk about repair, we're talking about patching up a problem, like putting a bandage on a wound. But nerve regeneration means damaged tissue is actually removed and replaced with healthy new nerve cells. That's not just fixing the problem, that's essentially giving you new nerves. That's genuinely remarkable. Now, limonene is found mostly in the peel of lemons, and it's the main component in lemon essential oils. Oranges do contain limonene in their peels too, but lemons contain a much higher concentration than oranges. That's why I'm going to give you some recipes later that use the entire lemon, peel and all, so you can get the maximum benefit of this compound. The next powerful compound found in lemons is called hesperidin. You might also see it written as hesperetin. And while there's a slight molecular difference between these two, most of the time they're used interchangeably in research, so don't let that confuse you. These flavonoids have been shown to protect neurons against what's called cytotoxicity, which is basically toxic damage to nerve cells. Here's what's fascinating. The toxicity that harms nerve cells can come from many different sources. It can come from oxidative stress or free radical damage. It can come from inflammatory responses triggered by pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungi, or parasites. It can also come from toxic compounds or chemicals we're exposed to every single day, and even from radiation exposure. Now, you might be thinking, radiation, I'm not exposed to radiation. But the reality is that much of our country's drinking water and food supply contains some level of radiation, and various electronics around your home can emit both small and large doses of radiation. Your cell phone, for example, emits radiation, but that's a topic for another video. What I want you to understand is that hesperidin protects your nerves from all these neurotoxic substances. This includes things like MSG. But the truth is, we're exposed to many neurotoxic substances in daily life. Many neurotoxins are found in common medications. We're exposed through heavy metals like mercury and lead. They're found in certain foods and food additives. We get exposed to neurotoxins every day through pesticides, whether we're consuming them in our food or using them around the house for pest control. There are neurotoxins in many cleaning products and even in cosmetics. When you consider all these exposures, is it any wonder that 24 million people in the United States are affected by peripheral neuropathy? And that number keeps rising every single year. This is one reason I'm so passionate about helping my patients understand how to protect their nervous systems naturally. But hesperidin doesn't just shield your nerve cells from damage. It also supports neuron survival and encourages new growth in both peripheral nerves and the central nervous system, which includes your brain and spinal cord. What I particularly love about this compound is that research has shown it can improve mitochondrial dysfunction, something we see in many severe cases of peripheral neuropathy. The mitochondria are basically the power plants of your cells. And when they aren't functioning properly, your nerves can't get the energy they need to function and repair themselves. These aren't the only benefits these plant compounds provide. They're powerful antioxidants that can strengthen blood vessels and help prevent atherosclerosis, which is the buildup of plaque inside your arteries. This is especially important for my senior patients because cardiovascular health and nerve health are deeply connected. Now, let's look at another flavonoid found in lemons called dioscin. Research has shown this compound has anti-nociceptive properties. That's a fancy medical term meaning it can reduce nerve pain and other neuropathy symptoms like burning, numbness, tingling, and those sharp shooting pains so many of my patients describe in their feet and legs. Let me be clear about something important. I don't want you to think that simply eating lemons every day is going to suddenly erase all your nerve pain overnight. That's not how this works, and I would never make that kind of unrealistic promise to you. Instead, these compounds work more subtly by gradually lowering inflammation in your nervous system. And over time, yes, the pain and discomfort can begin to lessen. But it's a gradual process, and it works best when paired with other healthy lifestyle choices. What's especially interesting is that research shows when diosmin is paired with hesperidin, like when you consume whole lemons, it has an even stronger effect. The compounds work synergistically, meaning they're more effective together than they would be alone. Now, the last flavonoid I want to cover today, and this is one of the most important, is called eocitrin. Lemons have the highest concentration of this phytonutrient compared to any other citrus fruit. It carries exceptional antioxidant power and has been shown to lower lipid levels, have anti-tumor properties, and deliver strong anti-inflammatory effects as well. Research shows that eocitrin can reduce oxidative stress and inflammatory responses in both the brain and peripheral nerves. Like many of the other flavonoids I've mentioned, this compound can cross the blood-brain barrier. which means it may help fight neurodegenerative diseases of the brain, like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis, while also supporting peripheral nerve health. I had a patient named Robert who was 72 and dealing with early signs of cognitive decline, along with neuropathy in his feet. After adding lemons to his daily routine, along with other lifestyle changes I recommended, he noticed improvements not just in his foot sensation, but also in his mental clarity over about 6 months. Now, I can't credit all of that improvement solely to lemons, but they were definitely part of his overall health protocol. Clinical studies have also shown that aracitrin is extremely potent in suppressing oxidative stress in diabetes, which is a major driver of peripheral neuropathy. In fact, research suggests it plays a significant role in reducing chronic oxidative stress caused by chemicals in food, environmental chemicals, and it has a strong neuroprotective action for both the brain and peripheral nerves. Remember Patricia, the patient I mentioned at the beginning who had been struggling with peripheral neuropathy for 5 years? After I explained all of this research to her, she was willing to try adding lemons into her daily routine. She was skeptical, but she was also desperate for anything that might help. I gave her some simple recipes, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment, and she committed to using them consistently. After about 3 months, Patricia came back for a follow-up appointment and told me something that honestly brought tears to my eyes. She said the burning sensation in her feet had noticeably diminished. It wasn't completely gone, but it was manageable now. She was sleeping better because the nighttime pain wasn't waking her up as often. And she felt more hopeful than she had in years because, for the first time, she was seeing real improvement instead of only managing symptoms. Now, I want to be very clear. Patricia's improvement wasn't only from lemons. We also addressed her nutrition, her blood sugar management, her stress levels, and other factors. But the lemons were a steady part of her daily routine. And based on all the research I've shown you, I believe they played a meaningful role in her recovery. So now let's talk about how you can actually use lemons to get these incredible benefits. I'm going to share 3 simple methods I recommend to my patients. The first method I call the lemon shot, and it's the simplest approach. Here's what you need: 1 fresh lemon that's been washed thoroughly, and a citrus press or lemon squeezer. Basically, you squeeze the juice from 1 whole lemon and drink it undiluted on an empty stomach. Now, I know that might sound intense, but it's really not that much volume, maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons, and you'll get used to the tartness quickly. You'll get the maximum benefit when it's taken on an empty stomach, because your body can absorb all those compounds more efficiently. But squeezing fresh lemon juice into your water throughout the day has great benefits too. One important note here: please don't use bottled, reconstituted lemon juice, thinking it's the same thing. It's not. Those products don't deliver the same health benefits because processing destroys many of the beneficial compounds we've been discussing. You need fresh lemons to get the real benefits. The next method is what I like to call the lemon freeze, and this is perfect for people who like to prep ahead. Here's what you need: 2 to 3 fresh lemons that have been washed, purified water, a blender or food processor, and silicone ice cube trays. Here's how you make it. First, chop the whole lemons, peel and all, into cubes. Next, put them into your blender or food processor with just enough water to blend everything into a smooth consistency. Don't add too much water or it will turn too liquidy. Then pour the mixture into ice cube trays and freeze it. Now, here's what makes this method so great. You can drop these frozen lemon cubes into your bottled water throughout the day. You can use them as a base for tea. You can add them to smoothies. They can even be used in soups and sauces while you're cooking. It's a flexible way to get the benefits of whole lemons without preparing them fresh every single time. But the last method I'm going to share is my absolute favorite. I call this the lemon slush, and we love it because it uses the whole lemon in a meaningful quantity, giving you the maximum benefit of all the flavonoids I've been talking about. Here's what you need: 1 whole fresh lemon that's been washed, half a cup of frozen blueberries, which are optional, but I highly recommend them because they add amazing flavor, and they're also a superfood that complements the lemon beautifully. 8 oz of purified water, and a little liquid monk fruit or stevia to sweeten it to your taste. Here's how you make it. First, chop the whole lemon, peel and all, and toss it into your blender. Next, add your frozen blueberries. Then add your water and blend everything until smooth. This creates a wonderful slushy-style drink. If you don't like it too thick, feel free to add more water. Use the monk fruit or stevia to adjust the sweetness to your preference. Some people like it tart, others prefer it a bit sweeter. There's no wrong way to do it. Now, for the maximum benefit of all those flavonoids, it's important to drink this on an empty stomach. The two best times of day are either right before bedtime, at least 2 hours after your last meal, or first thing in the morning. If you drink it in the morning, wait at least 1 hour before eating breakfast or drinking your coffee. This gives your body time to absorb all those beneficial compounds without interference from other foods. I had another patient named Helen who was 65 and dealing with diabetic neuropathy. She started making the lemon slush every morning, and she told me it became something she truly looked forward to. It wasn't just about the health benefits anymore, it became a morning ritual she enjoyed, a way to begin her day with intention and self-care. And over time, she noticed her energy improving, her nerve symptoms slowly easing, and she just felt better overall. That's the beauty of adding something like this to your routine. It's not complicated, it's not expensive. Lemons are available year-round at any grocery store, and it becomes a simple daily habit that supports your nervous system in powerful ways. So there you have it. We've unlocked the incredible superpower of lemons for your nervous system. Who knew these bright, zesty fruits could be such strong allies in protecting and regenerating your nerves? Whether you start your day with a refreshing lemon slush, sip frozen lemon cubes throughout the day, or take a brave lemon shot on an empty stomach, remember your nerves are getting real support from these simple practices. I want you to understand something important. If you're dealing with peripheral neuropathy, nerve pain, or you're simply worried about protecting your nervous system as you age, you're not powerless. There are natural research-backed approaches that can make a real difference. Lemons are just one part of the puzzle, but they're an important part backed by solid science. If you found this information valuable, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'm committed to providing accurate, up-to-date information on nerve health and what you can do to improve your quality of life after 60. Make sure to click that bell icon so you're notified whenever I publish new content. And I'm curious, are you going to try adding lemons into your daily routine? Which method appeals to you most? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your experience could inspire someone else who's struggling with nerve issues to take that first step toward feeling better. Until next time, let's keep squeezing the most out of life, one lemon at a time. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I look forward to seeing you on the road to great nerve